Hey, Origin Gaming, welcome to the final episode of the Season 1 League Challenge broadcast. So, got a lot of new people today. Hopefully, some of them will watch and learn a few things. Again, sorry I'm late. Chariot was giving me some ideas for next season, and some of them we might use, some we might not. But I was doing that, getting some new people oriented to the clan and the forges. But I'm here. My sidekick Winnie is at the kennel because I'm leaving town tomorrow. So she's there so that she can stay somewhere and I can leave before I would have to drop her off. So she won't be interrupting us, unfortunately. For those of you who prefer the dog to me, I understand. I prefer most things to myself. But we're here all together. So just a quick recap of what the rules, the goal, the purpose of the league was. So the past 9 weeks, our community, 4 clans, Nightwalkers, the OGs of the OG community, the Night Syndicate, some Instavex of Peel or Siva, and Low Hanging Fruit or Balls, or CLHF. Balls is I think what most of them go by. But I count those last guys as half a clan. Sorry, PSU. But I think you're the only one who actually participates in anything. So that's what you get. So really, it's like a 0.01, 3.01 clans. But whatever. So we did a live draft about 10, 11 weeks ago before the season started. Everyone got picked. The goal was to get more people involved in the community, which I think was the biggest success. We had a lot of new SIVA members join band, take part in the league, become more integrated with the community, which I think is a great thing for everyone overall. A lot of people learned some new raids, got to challenge themselves. I think became overall better players, hopefully, through the course of this thing. So originally 4 teams. We ended with 3 teams, unfortunately. Guardians competed for the right to call themselves the best in our community in Destiny 2. So like I said, there were challenges in raids, strikes, and PvP each week. Raids semi-weekly sometimes. But we went through all the raids. We had weapon challenges, subclass challenges, guardian type challenges, you name it, we had it. Played some little used private matches like Team Scorched. I think was probably one of the least used. Played some momentum control, threw in some gambit, and I think the last 2 weeks of PvP were some of my favorites. Again with that Rumble, 4v4 Rumble, and those 1v1 clash matches. I think those were some of the most exciting matches I've seen, those clash matches. We had a few ends and ties. We had a few that almost ended in ties, looking at Diamond and Straggly with the last second kill that counted on the scoreboard but didn't count on the scoreboard at the same time. So Diamond got that win. But I think I'm a little disappointed that we didn't have more equal participation, shall we say, among the elite teams. But we all knew that was going to happen. Some people have more time than others, so they were going to play. But we're going to start with some individual awards. So with the most total matches played or games played for the Diamond Cutters, we had Kymix with 22.5 events. He got a half a point for raid they didn't complete, but he did take part in. I think he actually might have got another half point, and I didn't put that in because I was lazy. So most there. He also had the most Nightfall kills for his team. Throw Up Dax had the highest average Nightfall score on that team with a 59 score of 5,982.08 points per minute. And Lucidon, these last two dual-hatted on 2 different teams. But Lucidon had the most kills in PvP on that team with 331. So good job, guys, on that. for the Misfit Toys, no one cares about them, so we're going to skip that shit. Usurpers, Loken on that team was the most matches played with 30, followed closely by Stragley with 26. And considering Stragley wasn't around for the first week of the league, that's pretty impressive. Stragley had the most PvP kills on his team with 571. Again, followed closely by Loken with 300. Well, not particularly closely, but, followed by Loken with 364. Dr. Sib, actually, of people who put in more than one match, Dr. Sib had the highest average Nightfall score on his team with 6,361.86 points per match, or points per minute. So congrats, Sib, on that. And Straggly, with 2,930 Nightfall kills, had the most kills in Nightfalls for his team. And lastly, I think I forgot to do this one because because War Wizard didn't get me their final scores until the end. We're going to wing it real quick. Don't worry about that. With the most total events played, we have Bartman with 20 for their team, followed then by Gabby and War with 18. Most PvP kills, surprising fact, is actually War Wizard with 363 kills versus Diamond's 360, and in one fewer PvP match. So congrats, War Wizard, carrying Diamond around. And I think all of Priestley's kills he stole from Diamond, so maybe we should just give those to Diamond too. But we'll hold off on that for now. With the highest Nightfall score per round, again, well, Jags, but he only did it once. So with more than one. Also, Diamond did it just once. Sorry, figuring this out on the fly. Darth Zug has 2. I guess we'll give it to him. No, or give it to Bartman again. 5,933.58 over 8 Nightfalls played. So congrats there. And also him with the kills with 1,396. Don't forget that War Wizards team didn't do 5 of the last 6 Nightfalls because they're fucking assholes, and fuck them. Participate in the goddamn league. That's all I'm saying. So there. So a few awards that I'd like to give out, mostly in fun, but not all. The most likely to respond or to most likely to respond to one of my posts with a like or a smiley face goes to War Wizard, because I think 90% of my posts this season got a smiley face or a like or a laugh or something from War Wizard. I don't know if he was trying to get some bonus points or what, but we notice these things and you get 0 bonus points for that, so go for it. Most likely to lose sleep also goes to the Chainsaw Massacre, but this one is Bartman, man who played in the Greenwich Mean Time. For those who don't know that's England, so he's 5 hours ahead of all of us all the people on the East Coast, and even longer. So pretty much when we're trying to play, he's trying to go to bed. So, and he put in the most work on his team too. So let's just give Bart a hand for actually doing fucking some work, making some sacrifices, losing some sleep. We don't worry about that too much. Most likely to complain about a loadout in a private message goes to Throw Up Dax from the Diamond Cutters, because I think 5 of the 9 weeks I got a private message from him about that. Yeah, I think none of those weeks I made any changes to the loadouts, and yet everyone completed them. So just do what the tyrant says and get on with it. We have the most likely to participate in a PvP match and then say that he's never going to again participate in a PvP match for any reason is Lord Impaler, who I think did that every time he participated in a PvP match and still participated in 5 of them. So, eventually, one of these times, eventually he will stop. We also have some people who are on the person who gained the largest percentage of raid completions as they had before the league goes to Dr. Sib, because I think he had like 3 times more completions during the league. Granted, I think he only had 2 before the league, so it's not like he did a ton of them, and most of them weren't as part of the league. But congrats on that, Dr. Sib. And then we do have some naughty awards here. So obviously each team had some members who participated not at all. So we have Curly Lives from the Diamond Cutters with a stellar 0 participations. Deep Fried Corn from the Usurpers with also 0 participations. And Canny Yi Axe from the Chainsaw Massacre with also 0 participations. And then Fear Angel 96 from Misfit Toys. The only time we care about them in this one is to call people out who didn't participate with 0 participations. People who didn't participate as much as they probably should have, and like once, we have Lanky One from Diamond Cutters and Misfit Toys, Roman 18105 and Sergeant 12XU both had only 1 participation. And last but not least, Darth Zug, I believe you got a 3rd one. Okay, you did get 3, so congrats there on that, I guess. Congrats on achieving the minimum. You did great. Good job. Yeah. So we had a lot of people fill in at the last minute. A lot of late additions to the league. So congrats to them for actually not being any of those people who I just named. So in recap, none of the people who were late additions to the league came close to missing the cut for next season. Just saying. Hopefully we'll get some new people next season. Crushed it on the... I said I was streaming at 8 Chariot, not 9. But whatever. I posted it in the band yesterday. So read band. Sorry, I'm going back through the comments a little bit because I haven't been on that for a while. So for final standings for the league, I think what we've all been waiting for, and when I say we've all been waiting for, like you could have just gone into the spreadsheet and looked yourself, but that's not what we did. So we have the Chainsaw Massacre with 95 points. I think the Raids, while they weren't the biggest contributor to their winning, but it did expand that lead quite a bit. The Usurpers with 64 points, and the Diamond Cutters made a push at this last week to get it closer, but ended with 3rd with 50 points. The only team that completed one of their old raids was the Diamond Cutters, so congrats on that. And they also won this week's Prestige EOW race, beating the Chainsaw Massacre by half an hour. Those stats are posted in week 8 because I was hoping we'd have COS stats and I'd post them in week 9 and keep them separated. So they aren't missing. They're just not in week 9 where you think they are. So, yep, go check those out there. How many kills did you have in PvP, Straggly? You had 571, I think. Let me check. 571, yes. In case you're wondering, that was the most in the league. And that was over 13 matches. Loken had 15. So I think you two had the most PvP matches participated in. Yep, and then Lucidon with 13 for tied Loken. Lucidon between his 2 teams participating there. We did have a lot of people who participated in quite a few of their teams' Nightfalls, at least for twice, both of them for during a week. So hopefully next season, I'm still figuring out exactly how we're going to make next season work. Thinking of some ideas for raids. Chariot had a good idea. Using D2 checklists, we can actually see how far you get in a raid. So we can make it by points for each boss. So say first, his idea, for example, was 2 points for the initial bosses and say 4 points for the final boss, and then bonus points for the fastest. So maybe 3 points for the fastest, 2 for second, 1 for first, something along those lines. That'll keep the scores a little tighter. I think it'll help balance it out. It might be the way we end up going with it. Definitely giving more time for the raids, I know, was a big concern. Getting 6 people together at once, at one time, especially with conflicting night or time zones, can be a little bit of a struggle sometimes. Hell, I post events, people sign up weeks in advance and then don't show up. So I know how that goes. We'll definitely give more time. Looking at 2. I'm leaning toward the either 1 every 2 weeks or 2 every 3 weeks. Maybe we'll do 1 every 2 weeks for the first 6 weeks, and then 2 for the last 3 weeks, like we did this season. Probably not going to do Garden of Salvation, just because I think the learning curve is steeper on that one than it is on some of the earlier ones. I want it to be fun, not to take up all of the season time. I know that was a big concern for some people, especially some of the people who played in multiples of their team, many of their team's events. It was just that a lot of time was dedicated, because even though they may have only put up 2 Nightfall times, they may have practiced that Nightfall 4 times before they put up their good score at the end. So it did take more time than I initially planned it out in my head, thinking, oh, well, they'll just do 2 Nightfalls and then go about their Destiny days. People were committed. I applaud that. I can't really prevent you from doing more Nightfalls. I don't want to set a date and time for them, because that just makes scheduling a lot more difficult. So probably not leaning toward that. Adding in Gambit for sure is going to happen. Looking at probably 1. I think we'll still, depending on how large we end up going with the teams, how many people sign up, we'll either do 1 or 2 Nightfalls a week. Hopefully not have overlaps again, so you'll have to have 6 separate people for the Nightfalls instead of 2. Because there's 2 Nightfalls, I would think I'm going to increase the points on that, because the 2 Nightfalls for some weeks takes longer than a raid, yet it's worth less points than a raid. So granted, it's 2 groups of 6 in the raid. I feel like they should almost be worth the same, or if not as big a gap. So probably 6 points for the Nightfalls as opposed to 3. PvP matches, I'm still thinking 3 points per match. Maybe 1 PvP, 1 Gambit match, just so we're not, again, taking too much time from people's weeks. I know some people enjoy the game. Some people said this is what got them through this shitty ass season of the same content that we had last season, basically, just with a new bow and some new enemies instead of Vex. Some people said that they're more burned out now than they were coming into the season because of the league, and that's unfortunate. But it happens. Nothing's perfect. So I don't want to burn people out. At the same time, I do want people to get experience, meet some new people in the league. We do have a lot of new members. Like I mentioned, I think we had 8 new ones today. So if you see them out and about, just help them out, whatever. So in preparation, obviously we have 4 weeks until Season of the Worthy drops. I think 4 weeks from yesterday or 5 weeks from yesterday, whatever. That'll start Season 2. So signups are on the band. I'll bump that post, repost it, so that you can sign up, hang out. Again, polls, I'll rebump those, post them up. If you think of some cool ideas you want to incorporate into next season, add those into those polls. If you want to sign up, again, check yes. You want to participate. Still looking for some captains. I think Diamond's still the only one signed up as willing to be a captain. So we're looking at least 2 right now with the people we have. 3 to 4 would be nice. If we have more captains, people willing to be captains, then we have people to fill out those teams. Talk to the captains. If anyone wants to drop at that point, obviously they are more than welcome to not be a captain and just to participate in the league. Otherwise, we'll flip a coin, draw out of a hat, something along those lines. Right now, I'm leaning toward the same style of draft we had last year. Signed up right now. Let me check. While I'm checking right now, Nightwalkers, remember, we have a purge post up. There are only 6 people not yet signed up or checked the box. Most of those people I don't really anticipate actually signing or checking the box. So, enjoy that. We'll probably be removing them shortly. We also have people who missed the last goddamn purge and came back in. Just check your fucking band more than once a month and you'll see this shit. I spam it enough. Granted, the 17 people watching or whatever it is right now, 14 people watching don't actually need to be bitched at, so I apologize for that. Right now we have 19 people signed up, including one captain, so 20 total. So that is enough for 2 teams right now. We do have 7 maybes. Hopefully some of those maybes will become yeses. Hopefully some of the new people. Oh, yeah, the new people. Good job, Garth and Auga. We'll go with Auga. I don't know how you pronounce that shit, but who filled out their entire spreadsheet but didn't actually check the box. So I'm just gonna, I'll get with them. I'll make sure they check the box. Maybe we're at 22. But props to them for filling out all of the stats for the initial beginning of the season stats. I haven't run that past who's actually highlighted shit and who hasn't. Diamond said he wants captain. He posted, yes, I want to be a captain. He clicked that box. He's the only one. I thought we had 5 days, Shane. Not 2, whatever. 5, 2, whatever. There's still none of them are here. They won't know that I said this. So I'm not too worried about it. Let's see, we'll call them out here too so that everyone can know who the naughty folks are. Coldy Froldy, DJ 1213, Sergeant 12XU, surprise there. Tyrone TY0364, whose I guess name has changed in the game apparently according to Shane, and ZZ Daika. So just down to 5 now, I guess. So 5 people, check your names, we'll kick you. So I don't know how you all made it through last time and couldn't click your name this time. So, no excuses this time. Because we just had a purge a week ago. Oh, Trevor asked to join our band. I don't know who Trevor is, but I'll accept his ass right now. Suffuck an SFUC. Trevor's been accepted. Someone go welcome him real quick because I don't feel like doing that right now. But yeah, Trevor, welcome live on YouTube right now. You're a new member of challenges. Yes. I was thinking that we just have to figure out a way to sort of prove you did it. I know a lot of it's like by honor system because really that's the only way we could do it, like the weapon challenges and class challenges. But I think something like that, almost we want to have some sort of proof that you did, but I don't know. Figure it out. Think about it. Get it done. And then again, the other thing is balancing out the points. I was talking with Jared about it earlier. If we make, one of his ideas was give points for, like, if it's a best of 5, you get 3 points for every win in that best of 5, or 5 points, but then PvP becomes worth way more points than it previously was, and then everything else has to balance that out as well. Because if I don't know if y'all noticed, but I was trying to keep PvP matches of roughly 30 minutes, so it'd be 5 rounds of 5 or 3 rounds of 10-minute matches, so that it's somewhere in the 25 to 35-minute range. Obviously, zoning in and out, going to orbit affects that. Gambit can be a little bit longer just because of how the game mode is, but I didn't want to take too much time, and I think it was one of the least time commitment events. But I think to say that you're the best, you have to beat the other teams head to head. So that's why I liked the point and values I gave for it. So, yep. So I'm gonna go get off here soon. Hop in, do 2 forges real quick. Well, 1 forge, so I can finish some bounties, so I can get my weapon frame, so I can go and do my weapon frame, so I can get my Jotun, and then I'll have a Jotun, and now it's nerfed, so I won't have been able to use it when it was super good. But oh well, I'll have it, and I'll be banging it out in my collections. So that's great. And then, does anyone have any questions before I get off? Anything you want to ask? Otherwise, it's been a great season. Thank you, everyone, for participating. I do want to do this again next season. So, we'll have a new scenery next season because I'll be moving. No, bonus points are how I make bonus points. It's Tyranny Bitch. I'm in a chat party. Yeah. But my headset's not on, obviously. So I don't know if you're talking to me. Chariot, I think, is in it as well. But bonus points are awarded based on how Prez wants to award bonus points. So there's that. I will be moving in March. So we'll have a new scenery behind me. It won't be this bookshelf because that'll be in a different room. And we won't be in this room anyway. So, yep, new couch. Hopefully I'll have like a real chair to sit on instead of this couch. But, we'll see. We'll make it all work. My headset's not on Chariot. You know that. I said I was muting you. It's fine. So, yep. More dog. Dog will be back next season. If she doesn't get adopted, if she gets adopted, we'll get a new one. New foster. If she doesn't, then I'm sure she'll be terrorizing me just like she used to. So melee only PvP just for you, pal. We'll have that next season, and maybe we'll actually have that week. Oh, everyone start working and getting Jotun because we're gonna have a only Telesto or Jotun week next season. That's a promise. I was hoping that Xur would sell Telesto at some point, but he didn't. Of course. So season's over now. If he sells it, Telesto before next season, go buy it so that you have it. If he doesn't, oh, that sucks. Keep grinding for it. And you can get Jotun right now. And Gabby, you're fine. We all love you anyway. So, yeah. Have a good one. And this is Prez signing off. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, hopefully, from Saturday with the draft or season 2. Peace.